but I cannot give that. Show me that you're worthy, while I just gon' sit back. All these girls so pretty, but they just a setback. Swear I like how you do it, dirty like sewage. It ain't no to it, we get into it.
In this video, this content will talk like his ego. What's good with y'all niggas, bro? It's Vaughn. Click the link in the description to get C60 Evo to boost your overall health, get rid of all illnesses, and be able to lucid dream more, and also astral project as well. Yes. And go to my website if you want to have any constellations. Oh yeah. If you didn't work out today and you didn't get on your grind, you ain't do nothing productive, click off the video. Bye. Click off the video. Alright? This for real niggas. Go do what you gotta do and come back when you a real nigga. Alright? But let's go ahead and get to it. They put the truth in the movies and the fake in real life, part 2. Okay, now one of my subscribers told me to react to this. Of course, I don't fake my reactions. I've never seen this before. So let's get straight to it. The untold truth of They Live. Let's get it.
John Carpenter's 1988 opus They Live is a scathing indictment of capitalism and the culture of greed masquerading as a B-movie about invading aliens. It stars professional wrestler Rowdy Roddy Piper as a homeless opus.
Hold on, let me get right, because I ain't even listening for real. You know, so I just woke up.
They Live is a scathing indictment of capitalism and the culture of greed masquerading as a B-movie about invading aliens. It stars professional wrestler Rowdy Roddy Piper as a homeless laborer whose world is turned upside down when he finds a box of special sunglasses that allow the wearer to see the truth about subliminal messaging, forcing a box of special sunglasses that allow the wearer to see the truth about subliminal messaging, forcing humanity to obey. It's one of Carpenter's greatest films, but grab a pair of Hoffman lenses for yourself to see the truth that even hardcore fans may not know about They Live. H.P. Lovecraft, Ray Nelson, and Richard Armitage. Sharp-eyed viewers may have noticed that the screenplay is credited to Frank Armitage, which happens to be the same name as Keith David's character. This, of course, is a pseudonym. Carpenter wrote the screenplay but felt it was strong enough of a collaborative effort with his future wife Sandy King and Roddy Piper as well that he didn't take sole credit. Instead, he lifted the name Armitage from the Dunwich Horror, a classic story by H.P. Lovecraft, whose work often involved characters being driven mad by discovering hidden truths. Lovecraft wasn't the direct inspiration for They Live though. Instead, Carpenter drew from another short story, Ray Nelson's 8 O'Clock in the Morning, published in 1963 and turned into a comic book in 1986. It features a character named
Like, just to say something real quick, I been knew the world we live in was like weird. Like when I was 15, I used to look at the world like, damn, bro, it's crazy. Like we have to pay for everything to live. Like I remember I was in my sophomore class one time and I was like, dang, bro. Like in 100 years, everybody in this class with me is not gonna be here no more. We're gonna be dead. Like I'm just dead thinking that. I'm like, yeah, like that's crazy. Like we come in the world in the first 4 or 5 years of our life, we chilling. And then we get thrown into work, AKA school. We work for free for 12 years. And then as soon as we get out of school, we gotta go back to work. And now we getting paid for it. And now we finna work for a dude for the rest of our lives until we get too old. And then we finally retire, and now we just old and there's nothing to do no more, and now we just waiting to die, and then that's it, and then the cycle continues. That was just weird to me, bro. Like, it was just like, dang. But now I understand, you feel me?
Ada, who awakens to the fact that the world is secretly being run by snake-like aliens who control humanity's thoughts and actions. While many of the story's elements would later make it to the screen, Carpenter wisely added a few
reptilians aren't real. Dog, do y'all think like, who comes up with an idea like that? Hey, bro, let's make a movie that snake-like aliens run the world. Who just in their room like, hey, bro, let's make a movie one day. That shit gonna be like, it's gonna be called They Live, and we're gonna talk about how aliens run the world, but aliens really don't run the world. You just ain't pulling that at your ass, bro. Like you just ain't coming out with that. You ain't coming up with that idea for like out of nowhere, bro.
Tweaks to the plot and changed a few elements to make it more believable, or at least as believable as a story about magic sunglasses that let you see aliens can be.
I'm giving you a choice. Either put on these glasses or start eating that trash can.
The Man with No Name. Like the lead character of Nelson's short story, Roddy Piper's character is called Nada because he is meant to be a blank slate everyman. He is given very little backstory and is never referred to by his name in the film even once, with Nada only appearing in the credits. In the years since though, Carpenter has let it slip that the character's first name is John and that he indeed has an extensive backstory, even if the filmmaker himself doesn't know what it is.
I've had a rough couple of days.
In an interview, Carpenter revealed that only one man knew Nada's full origin story, Roddy Piper. Before filming, Carpenter asked Piper to come up with a backstory on his own, and further told him to never share what it was with the director, to lend his character more authenticity. True to his word, Piper never went on the record before his untimely death in 2015, meaning that Nada will always be what Carpenter intended, a mystery to everyone, even the man who wrote and directed the movie. The most brutal brawl in cinema history. And nearly 6 minutes long, the iconic alleyway fight between Nada and Frank is one of the most celebrated brawls in film history. It's been endlessly referenced, quoted,
That nigga is near him in the nuts.
And parodied, and it's inevitably brought up as a point of comparison every time new contender for the best fight scene of all time emerges.
Oh, man, I'm sorry.
With the idea of creating a fight scene that would be completely unique in films, Carpenter turned to stunt coordinator Jeff Amada, whose work can be seen in action movies like Lethal Weapon, The Bourne Ultimatum, and Furious 7, and to Piper, drawing on his experience as a professional.
I'm glad they showed The Rock in them. Notice how they got, he said it was the most brutal fight scene in movie history, right? Notice how they got a white and black man fighting.
Professional wrestler. The result speaks for itself, but David complimented Piper on helping to make the film more realistic, while Piper's assessment of David makes it clear that he's no slouch either.
This guy hits like a mule.
He's all out of bubblegum. Soon after Nada's unpleasant discovery about the world around him, he has a scuffle with a pair of cops and manages to get away with one of their shotguns by ducking into a building, which turns out to be a bank. As the patrons react to Nada with his shades and shotgun, he utters one of the all-time classic badass lines in cinema history.
That's crazy, and it's like really shapeshifters walking among us. That shit crazy, bro. That's wild.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
The line has been embedded in pop culture ever since, but it wasn't Carpenter's creation. It came directly from Piper. According to Carpenter, Piper carried a book full of one-liners that he'd used in his wrestling promos, and while he was writing the script, Carpenter lifted the best one for the scene. It's just a shame he never got to use that one on Hulk Hogan. Sticking it to Reagan. Carpenter's choice to make his heroes down on their luck homeless men up against alien invaders who all seem to be rich yuppies and, more frighteningly, politicians, underlines the film's ultimate message, which should be.
I'm telling you, man, they're not putting this, bro. President Putin said 95% of the world's ruling class are extraterrestrial race, bro. Like, bro, I'm telling you, the people at the bottom, which you could say is us, we looking at this like, oh, this is just a movie, this ain't true, blah, blah, blah. But these directors is letting us know, nigga, this is how really shit is, dog. And we laughing at it thinking it's a movie. This is really what's going on. You feel me? So you gotta stop saying everything is conspiracy and really look into it and really tap into yourself, bro. Come on, dog. You should already, bro, it's 2020. It ain't 1920. Of course, extraterrestrials are real. Dog, if we go to another planet, we're gonna be called an extraterrestrial, okay?
Even clearer today than it was 30 years ago. Carpenter has gone as far as calling it a documentary about the exploitation of the poor by the upper class and an indictment of the rampant economic inequality that makes it possible, and even filmed the opening in an actual homeless settlement, paying the residents as extras. If Carpenter intended they live to be a ballistic missile lobbed at 80s materialism and excess, he's never been shy about who he saw as the ultimate symbol of that excess, President Ronald Reagan. Speaking with Starlog around the time of the film's release, Carpenter was clear on this point, calling the president and his cabinet a bunch of crooks. In the years since, Carpenter has been happy to elaborate on his contempt for Reagan whenever given the opportunity. In an interview with the Los Angeles Times in 2013, Carpenter said that he'd decided I had to make a statement and that's they live, citing the literal and figurative way that it was giving the finger to Reagan.
Alright, bro, that nigga voice getting annoying. Striking the front from down like, shut up, dog. Nigga, your voice getting annoying. But hey, if you got any more reactions you want, if you got any videos you want me to react to, go ahead and let me know. I like reacting to like little movies, And I'm gonna make this a series as well. They put the truth in the movies and the fake in real life. But hey, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, on them out.